Welcome, one and all.
Welcome, everybody, gazers, YouTubers, everybody who's listening to this episode. Hello, I'm Dr. Lee Arnott.
And I'm Dave Moor.
And together, we are the problematic gays, are we not?
We are. Taking the specs off for now.
Take your specs off. Get the Trevor McDonald's off. Can you see?
Yeah,
Hello? Can you see
there,
me?
Kind of there.
Good. Each episode, we take a piece of pop culture from the last 60 years and examine it through the problematic lens, asking ourselves the question, could you get away with it today? And if not, why not?
And before we take a deep dive into our chosen topic, we'll look at the news events of the day. We'll also look at the TV landscape and the pop charts, just to put our chosen show and the year into context.
Indeed. Yeah. Very good, very good.
Almost got that out word perfect.
Almost got it out.
Yeah, getting there. When you've been doing it a year.
One day.
One day.
We can but dream.
Yes. Have you recovered?
From my manual labour?
Yes.
Yes, I have. Because I'm slightly weary, dear listeners, because I've been forced to work like Cinderella this morning, dusting PG Manor.
Earn your keep.
Earn my keep, God.
Yes, I've got the in-laws arriving today, so obviously a little spritz around, a little vacuum, a little dust, and I thought since Dr. Lee is residing at PG Manor for the weekend, rent-free, and making full use of the facilities, I have to say, we had to...
Put me to work.
Put you to work, yes.
Call me Lillarella.
Bit of light dusting.
Bit of light dusting.
Yeah, but best invention ever I gave you to work with.
Those, what are they called?
Microfiber gloves.
You put them on, you wiggle your hand across the surface, and the dust has gone. They are miraculous.
They're dusters for hands.
For hands?
They're the best invention ever because you can pick things up and rub around.
I never knew hands.
You can do like this.
I never knew hands got so dusty, to be honest.
Exactly, but it's revolutionary. We'll put a link in the show notes. We're not being sponsored by microfiber dusting gloves, but you never know.
Never know.
Yeah, you never know. And also, I forced you to watch tennis last night because we are recording this during the Wimbledon.
Yeah.
And Miss Emma Raducanu, who is the Great British Hope, she got knocked out by the first seed, but it was a really valiant effort, so she should be really proud of herself, he said in a non-patronising manner.
At least you're not Piers Morgan slagging her off, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm because I didn't get too invested because she lost.
You slinked off halfway through to watch Doctor Who reaction videos.
Yes, I did. Don't worry about that.
Never mind.
Anyway.
Enough of that.
What are we talking about today, Dave?
Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels. Singing that theme tune all bloody week. Let me tell you, it's going around and around in my head. So I can't get it out.
So I don't really need to ask you what your relationship to Charlie's Angels is.
I loved it. I loved it. I was four years old when it started. And oh my God, I loved it.
Do you love it?
A little gay boy. 3 glamorous women. You're thinking your 4-year, 5-year-old heads that they're kicking the shit out of the men and doing it for the ladies. And watching it this time, I was relatively disabused of that notion. But yeah, I loved it. One of my earliest memories is sneaking out with 2 of the older girls who lived on our street. And we crossed the busy A1 road in order to play in the woods, playing Charlie's Angels. I remember,
Which one were you?
I was always Chris, actually, who's not in this episode because she's the following season.
I see.
Cheryl Ladd. I was always Cheryl Ladd. Yeah. But my Auntie Lynn had that big famous picture of Farrah Fawcett on her bedroom wall next to Debbie Harry. So yeah, what was your relationship with Charlie's Angels?
I remember watching it when it was on, but I was very young. Probably just playing with my Action Man at the same time.
Yes. Yeah.
On my Lego.
Yes.
My 1 box of Lego that I was allowed. They just literally make a square house with 1 window.
Gosh.
But yes, I watched it when it was on, but I don't have really fond recollections of it. It's obviously hadn't had a massive impact on me. I think I was more of an A-Team kind of guy, but obviously that was later.
Yes.
So this is 1976 we're looking at now.
Yes.
So you were obviously watching reruns of it.
No, I think I was probably, when the Cheryl Ladd season started, I would be 5. And I think I was watching the original run, actually, and adoring it. It was Charlie's Angels and Patricia, who lived next door, her Girls' World, were the 2 kind of lights of my life.
Girls' World, I remember them. I used to covet them, but I never knew anybody who had one.
Patricia had one, and she wanted to play with my Action Man, and I wanted to play with her Girls' World, so it was a perfectly reciprocal, symbiotic relationship.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Before we have a little look at Charlie's Angels, should we have a look at what was happening to the UK in the year 1976, Dave?
Okay, let's do it. Shall we cross over to the news desk, but rather than get up this time, can we just lean down and then get back up again?
It's the magic of television.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Let's go to the news desk. Okay. Oh, phew.
Oh,
There we are at the news desk. Had to
Exhausting,
hot foot it across the
actually.
studio.
Ooh, exhausted. So what was happening in 1976 then, Dave?
Let me tell you something. I'll tell you a few things, actually,
Okay.
but I'll tell you them one at a time, so as not to
Please.
overload.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so on the 12th of January, the best-selling author of crime fiction, Agatha Christie, or as my grandma used to call her, Agatha Crispy.
Agatha Crispy.
She dies aged 85 at her home in Wallingford, Oxfordshire.
She lived a long life, didn't she?
did.
Seems like she was still floating around in the 80s
Did
and
you have
70s.
a little Agatha Christie stage? Did you read the books?
Read them all.
Did you?
Read them all. One of my first adult reading, actually. I probably read them when I was like 13.
Yeah.
Read them all. Loved them.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved them. Did you?
They were a little bit too complicated for me.
Bless you. I was a very advanced reader for my age, though. Always was.
But you still are.
I still am, I guess.
You're a doctor of history, everyone.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, doctor in the house.
Doctor in the house. On the 20th of January, 42-year-old married woman Emily Jackson is stabbed to death in Leeds. It's revealed that she was a part-time sex worker. Police believe she may have been killed by the same man who murdered Wilma McCann in the city 3 months previously. Now, we know who this is, don't we?
We do. The Yorkshire Ripper, as
Yeah.
he became known in the press.
Yes, this is the beginning of his murderous career. He will go on to terrify everybody for another 3 years after this, won't he?
One of my earliest memories is walking around with my mum, because we used to live in Bradford at the time, which was obviously very close to Leeds, and he did go on to murder people around the Bradford area. She was an Avon lady, my mum, so obviously quite vulnerable, very vulnerable at the time. Used to take us kids along with her and had this big rape alarm. I remember it was plastic, rectangular, red and orange, and I used to carry it.
Yeah.
It was imprinted on every woman in Yorkshire and across the Pennines as well.
Yeah.
That there was this very dangerous, violent man out there.
My mum had a rape alarm because she used to have to go and collect the milk money on a Friday afternoon, and when it was dark at 3:30 in the afternoon, so she had a rape alarm too because of Peter Sutcliffe, what he was doing. Bastard.
Yeah, okay. In different news, the 21st of January, the first commercial Concorde flight takes off from Heathrow Airport for Bahrain.
Oh.
Did I ever tell you I lived
In the Middle East?
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Yes, Concorde. Never went on Concorde.
No, I didn't. It was too
No.
posh. It was too posh, wasn't it? It was
Too
way
posh for
beyond.
us. Yeah, it was very glamorous.
Very
wasn't it?
glamorous. Oh, just stinks of Joan Collins, doesn't it?
Two little gay
Concorde.
boys in the north of England.
No,
It was a
never gonna
world
happen.
away.
World away. On the 16th of March, Harold Wilson announces his resignation as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. And then on the 5th of April, James Callaghan will take over. Harold's had enough.
Is he ill?
He is ill, but he's just puggled. He's knackered.
Right.
It's the second time he's Prime Minister. He's obviously Prime Minister in the 60s. Comes back after Ted Heath loses in 74, I think it is. And goes through one crisis after another crisis. And it's just like, do you know what, everybody? I am fucked.
Done my best.
I've done my best.
Yeah, a bit like Boris Johnson, really. Oh, no, sorry, that's not like Boris Johnson at all.
at all.
That was a joke. Okay, so on the 26th of March in Brighton, Anita Roddick opens the first branch of The Body Shop, the retail chain for skincare products and cosmetics and not tested on animals. Is that right? Or animal product free?
Yeah, gosh, yeah.
That went on to be huge in the 80s, didn't
Yeah,
it?
absolutely. On the 3rd of April, it's happy news. The United Kingdom wins the Eurovision Song Contest for the third time with the song Save Your Kisses for Me, sung by the Brotherhood of Man. The competition's held in The Hague. The single remains one of the biggest selling Eurovision songs ever.
Really?
Yeah, didn't know that.
Yeah, the great Brotherhood of Man, weren't they? Questionable lyrics for this song.
Really questionable lyrics for
Yes.
this song. It turns out that the person he wants to save his kisses for is a 3-year-old. I mean, I'm sure it was all very innocent in those days, but was it though?
I preferred Angelo.
Yes, or Figaro, or any of those others Latin-sounding names they had.
I mean, that whole thing, obviously, you hear it's all about saving your kisses for somebody, so you think it's somebody romantic. But
Yes.
is it his daughter?
Yeah, I think so.
So
yeah.
it's a kind of like father-daughter, just cutesy kind of thing. But obviously the cynical in everybody just thinks,
Yeah, and I'm not going to say pound shop ABBA, but I'm going to say pound shop ABBA.
Let's move swiftly on from that. Okay, so it's Scorchio in 1976.
Scorchio.
Yes, the 22nd of June to the 16th of July, the British Isles heatwave reaches its peak with temperatures attaining 80 degrees Fahrenheit every day of this period, and for 15 consecutive days it reaches 90 degrees, and another 5 consecutive days the temperature exceeds 95 degrees.
This is the long hot summer of 1976, isn't it? It's passed into kind of British folklore, lots of images of the drought conditions. And in fact, there's going to be a drought in August, which is its most severe in August, when parts of southwest England go for 45 days with no rain in July and August. So lots of famous images of water vans delivering water, people at standpipes on the street. But it's come kind of one of those celebrated things, hasn't it? It's a bit like the Blitz spirit. It shows that, we're good under pressure, aren't we?
We all club together, don't we, under duress?
Together, yeah. One of the mill these days, isn't it?
Exactly.
You know?
I mean, my bloody garden's brown out there.
Yeah.
And it should be green.
Yeah. There was another curious thing, because it's so hot, there's a massive explosion of ladybirds that happens in about August or September. And as well as this intense heat, people are like, oh my God, there are literally thousands of ladybirds everywhere. So great year for ladybirds.
Okay, on the 4th of October, the Intercity 125 high-speed train is introduced into passenger service on British Rail, initially between London Paddington, Bristol and South Wales. That was an iconic look, wasn't it, the 125 train? I had it on my train set as well.
I had a train set with one as well. Yeah, I was thrilled when I got a 125 for Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really smart, wasn't it? Yeah.
Loved it.
And I remember the adverts. Do you remember? This is the age of the train. Jimmy Savile, unfortunately. Yeah.
You had to ruin it then, didn't you?
It was Jimmy Savile.
Savile.
Of the train. God. On the 25th of October, the Royal National Theatre opens on the South Bank, London. Its premises designed by Sir Dennis Lasdun. That's why it's such an ugly building.
Brutalist, darling. It's art.
Yeah, brutalist.
It's not the building that Prince Charles described as a monstrous carbuncle, was it?
I think, no, that was going to be an extension of the V&A, I think, if I remember rightly.
Fact check department.
Fact check department.
Yeah, we're not sure.
We're not sure.
Yeah.
No, we'll leave that.
Scrap that. So, the 1st of December, punk rock band the Sex Pistols achieved public notoriety as they swear several times on the live Bill Grundy's ITV show following the release of their single Anarchy in the UK, and Grundy is suspended for inciting them.
Have you ever watched the clip of that? Have you seen the clips?
Yeah, so they're all sat there in a row, aren't they, with this Bill Grundy who's the interviewer.
And like Susie Sue's there from Susie and the Banshees.
And Bill Grundy's antagonising them, isn't he?
He's goading
with
them,
his
isn't
guests.
he?
He's goading them to come out and say things, and they do. They just swear. There are lots of profanities, which we would never do here.
Of course not. Fucking hell, Dave.
I know. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what? I've got mixed reservations about the Sex Pistols because ultimately they were a boy band.
Yes, they are. They're very manufactured, aren't they? They make Virgin Records' name, but they are a media construct. But they do represent a lot of young anger at the time. There's a feeling from young people that they're being left behind. And was it ever thus? Will only get worse in the 80s. So I suppose they do give a voice to this anger and frustration. But
all the same, and I shouldn't beat this drum, but isn't that Malcolm McLaren, who was their manager, saying, okay, you need to put on these clothes, perform like this, and we'll tap into this market, this disaffected youth? Or were they disaffected youth who just got a manager?
I think they were disaffected youth who got a manager who was savvy, tapped into what was a zeitgeist at the time, whipped up by a media into a frenzy, because this obviously is the story that breaks them. And they have a very short, they just burn brightly for 18 months, and then they're done. Punk as a movement, its ethos continues, but as a wide-scale movement, it'll never really hit off. For example, disco at this point is starting to really take grips. That's a mainstream, massive movement, whereas punk is loud and shouting loud, but affecting a very small minority of people, I think. Yeah.
I don't understand the hatred that punk's got from mainstream.
They were just seen as aggressive and leery when actually a lot of their message is acceptance, tolerance, isn't it? Listen to us, look at us, please. But their actual true punk is respect for anybody. That's punk.
All ethnicities, all sexualities. It's not a kind of right wing.
It often gets
group.
Conflated with the National Front, doesn't it? And to be fair, the skinhead look was part of the punk ethos. Unsurprisingly, it gets all put in the same bag. But true punk is nice.
Yeah, we like
nice.
punk.
We like punk.
Yeah, my brother was a punk.
Yeah.
And he's the most tolerant person ever. And his politics are quite left-leaning. And he's just a really nice family man.
Yeah.
He has got a tattoo of a band up his forearm, Spunk Volcano.
Spunk Volcano.
Yeah.
Grind a profile name there if ever you saw.
Tell him that's Lee's grinder name. See what he says. That'll be funny.
Also this year, other good news, in 1976, Cadbury launches the double-decker chocolate bar.
You like double-deckers, don't you?
I do like double-deckers.
Yeah, because you've scoffed all mine since you've been here. It's the one thing that I buy for myself that my husband doesn't like. So I know that whenever I go to the cupboard, there's always a double-decker there.
Have you seen our new range of merchandise, by the way, everybody? Here I am drinking from a new Problematic Gaze mug, available on a retail online store for you, $49.99.
Wow, what a swerve.
What a swerve.
Yeah, but I'm still bitter.
Get over it, darling. So, should we have a look at what was the TV landscape of 1976 when... Now, I will say this, Charlie's Angels was broadcast in the US on October the 20th, 1976. There isn't a UK transmission date, but we'll go with 76.
Okay.
So, let's have a look at what was happening in telly at the time.
Let's do it. Okay, so on the 5th of January, BBC One began showing the children's stop-motion animated... Oh, my God. What is wrong with me?
I don't know. You're still bitter about the double-decker.
I am. My mouth's salivating thinking of a double-decker that I haven't got in the cupboard. On the 5th of January, BBC One started showing the children's stop-motion animated series Paddington, based on the books by Michael Bond and narrated by Michael Hordern.
I love Paddington.
Wow, it's so nice.
Yeah.
I've not seen the new films.
Oh, they're fantastic. They're so good. I'd sob all the way through them. Yeah. I was a big Paddington fan as a child.
I had a little Paddington bear.
I had a Paddington bear. I had lots of books, obviously. And this was great. Michael Hordern's voice just immediately just takes me to a moment in time.
Where do we know him from?
Everything. God, he was in so much stuff back in the day. I'm not sure what you've probably seen him in, but you will have seen him in something. BBC dramas, any drama at the time, actually.
I'll
Huge
Google
career.
him.
On the 6th of January, the children's supernatural comedy series Rent-A-Ghost debuts on BBC One. Another cracker.
Nadia Popoff.
Mr. Claypole.
Yes.
Yeah, Mrs. Meeker. I had a bit of a fancy for Mr. Meeker.
Oh, was it the moustache?
Probably was, actually. Yeah, it probably was.
Yes, I worked with Nadia Popoff, Sue Nichols.
Of course you did.
Yes, many
Lovely.
years after. And whenever I looked at her, I just thought, you're Nadia Popoff.
Yeah.
She was lovely.
I bet she was.
Yeah.
I bet she was.
Okay, so on the 20th of February, the first regular episode of Ronnie Barker and David Jason starring comedy Open All Hours airs on the BBC Two, almost 3 years after the pilot episode was shown.
Dad was a fan. I was never really never really...
Ronnie Barker's comedy genius,
Yes.
has to be said.
Yeah.
And David Jason in one of his earlier roles. But it was just a little bit twee for me. It was the same as Last of the Summer Wine.
I was just going to say Last of Summer Wine adjacent, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. The 23rd of April, BBC One debuts the US police action series Starsky and Hutch, starring David Soul and Paul Michael Glaser. My mum was a keen knitter at the time and knitted me a Starsky or Hutch cardigan. He had that really trendy cardigan, the white with the brown with the tie belt. I had one of those.
Did you?
I felt like it, let me tell you.
God, he was sashaying around.
So cool. Yeah.
The local estate.
Yeah, down the garages at the bottom. I loved it. Probably wearing it, playing Charlie's Angels in a kind of mashup of... Yeah.
Oh, those were the days, eh? Okay, in similar news, on the 1st of July, American science fiction series The Bionic Woman, starring Lindsay Wagner, launches on ITV and reaches #1 in the ratings, an almost unheard of event for a science fiction series.
God, I love The Bionic Woman as well.
I don't really remember The Bionic Woman, and all I remember is the noise she makes when she jumps.
Yeah, it was great. I did remember even as a child, because whenever she used her superpower hearing, she'd always brush her hair off her ear. And it was like, well, hang on a second. Bionic, love, what did you do?
Did you feel wisps of hair getting away?
Oh, I can't hear.
Interference.
I can't hear.
Change your battery, love.
Yeah, absolutely. 5th of September, ITV shows the first episode of Jim Henson's family puppet sketch comedy, The Muppet Show, hosted by Kermit the Frog and produced at ATV Elstree Studios, where The Avengers used to be filmed.
Yes,
EastEnders is now filmed.
Yeah. Okay, so on the 6th of September, George and Mildred, a spin-off from the comedy series Man About the House, debuts on ITV.
Now, we've done an episode of Man About the House, haven't we? Very early on again, so...
We have, but I think it's one of the nice ones.
It is one of the nice ones.
Yeah, we'd settled into it by then.
Yes, and I'm out of a wardrobe, I think, by that point, so... I've come out the closet.
Yeah.
Georgia Mildred, obviously legendary. Mildred, Eutha Joyce, goddess.
Absolute goddess.
Absolutely. The 20th of September, BBC Two begins showing the acclaimed Roman Empire set series I, Claudius, starring Derek Jacobi as the titular Roman emperor. Have you seen I, Claudius?
Me and my husband watched a few episodes maybe 6 months ago.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing about 6 months ago, yeah.
Yeah, riveting.
Great.
Do you know what it reminded me of? It was like the modern day version of I, Claudius is Succession.
Yes, yeah, very much.
Yeah, it's all family intrigue. It's what all soaps are based on, basically, isn't it? It's all about the family, matriarchal figures, dominating everything, pulling all the strings. Sian Phillips in that was...
cracking, isn't she?
Oh, she's just... I actually worked with Sian Phillips as well. Yes, about 15 years ago now.
Gosh.
Again, lovely lady.
Lovely. But a great series, really.
Yes,
incredible.
really.
Performances are superb.
Yeah, okay, here's one for you, darling. On the 22nd of October, popular 60s series, The Avengers, returns as the New Avengers. Its first episode in 7 years, with Patrick Macnee returning as John Steed alongside
Joanna Lumley
and Gareth Hunt.
I've got my New Avengers t-shirt on.
Ah.
This was the logo of the series. I'm not in the National Front. This was the New Avengers logo. There you go.
Wow, so you're a really big fan then?
I love the New Avengers. I want to say it's not on a par with the Avengers, but actually they're so different.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy the New Avengers. It's got a different vibe. It's got the most funky wah-wah porno music, incidental music throughout the whole thing that I love. And obviously Joanna Lumley as Purdy, who was the breakout star of it. Rightly so. Now, we've got a top 10 programmes of the weekend in the 4th of November, which is just a couple of weeks after this episode was broadcast.
Okay.
So it's quite interesting, actually. The bottom three, number 8, 9, and 10, are all episodes of Crossroads. Mm-hmm. Crossroads was huge, wasn't it?
Really huge. Number 7 is Opportunity Knocks.
Yeah.
So it's like latter-day version of The X Factor or Britain's Got Talent, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely, the forerunner of all of that, really. Victoria Wood will make it on Opportunity Knocks. I think Marty Kane, Lenny Henry will become big on Opportunity Knocks. Number 6, Coronation Street.
Number 5, Sailor of the Century.
Another massive show.
I'd never seen that. I don't really know what it's about.
Yeah. Oh, it's Live from Norwich with Nicholas Parsons. You don't need to know anything else. Yeah. And number 4, This Is Your Life. Still a ratings behemoth at this stage.
Yeah. Number 3, The Generation Game.
Yeah.
I wonder who that's with. Probably Larry Grayson,
I think in 76 it's still Bruce.
Oh, okay.
Because Bruce will then quit to join ITV and Larry will take over. Bruce is given a massive new deal at ITV for this new Saturday night show. He thinks Generation Game done without me. Larry Grayson takes over and increases the viewers by 4 million.
Wow.
Bruce's show flops on ITV. So
wow.
Careful what you wish for, Bruce. Yeah. Careful what you wish for. I wonder whatever happened to him. Yeah, number 2, Georgia Mildred. Second highest show, Riding High.
Yeah, number 1 is The Sweeney with 9.4 million viewers. Yeah. So The Sweeney, again, I remember watching that. I think my dad really liked that. It was all fast cars and hard and coppers, wasn't it?
Hard and coppers in a way we'd never seen hard coppers before. Swearing, smoking, drinking. Usually police had been like Dixon of Dock Green up to that point. So yeah, nice, genial, avuncular Bobby on the beat. Whereas this was showing dirty police as they really were. But yeah, groundbreaking show, really. So that was the TV landscape.
Well, there you go. So this is the UK official singles chart from the 17th of October 1976. We'll do top 20, eh?
Confident? I'm not. I don't think I am.
There's only 2. Yeah. So who knows? Unless they're stone cold bangers.
Yes.
That stood the test of time.
Number 20 is...
Yeah.
Play That Funky Music, Wild Cherry.
Very good.
Very good. Classic.
Number 19, The Rubber Band Man, Detroit Spinners.
Don't know.
No.
Ultravox means nothing to me. 18, Loving and Free, Kiki D. No Kiki D, obviously.
Kiki D was just known for Elton John, isn't she?
Although she did star as well.
Oh, did she?
Star, that's what they call you.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, so number 17, Dance, Little Lady Dance, Tina Charles.
Yeah, the follow-up to I Love to Love. Right. She will get a track on the soundtrack to The Stud, obviously, a year later.
Oh, yes, of course.
Number 16, I Only Want to Be With You, the Bay City Rollers, presumably a cover.
Number 15, Dancing with the Captain, Paul Nicholas.
Yes, this is an abomination of a song. I believe it's a reggae song sung by Paul Nicholas. I'll just leave it there.
Okay.
Some people should never sing reggae. Primarily white people should never sing reggae. And Paul Nicholas is definitely the top of who should not sing reggae.
Wasn't he a West End star, Paul Nicholas?
He was in the first version of Hair with Oliver Tobias from The Stud.
Yes.
Yeah, they've got their kit off together on stage.
Oh, did they?
I would have paid money to see that ticket, darling.
Oh, okay. And then he later went on for fame in Just Good Friends.
Just with friends. But he was a face. He was definitely a face.
I've worked with Paul Nicholas very briefly.
God, who have you not worked with today, honestly?
It's a showbiz background, darling.
Background. Number 14 is The Best Disco in Town with the Ritchie family.
I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, really.
Number 13, Girl of My Best Friend, Elvis Presley.
Worked with him as well, have you?
Might have.
Don't know that one. I'll Meet You at Midnight. Promised Smokey at number 12.
Smokey. Oh, don't know who's Smokey. I wonder what happened to Smokey.
Alice. Who the fuck is Alice?
Yeah. Okay, at number 11, Can't Get By Without You, The Real Thing.
That's a good song. You'll know that one.
Right.
And The Real Thing are great. Good. They're from Liverpool. I thought the American, the Liverpool lads.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, again, one of the most successful Liverpool acts. Disco Duck, number 10, Rick Dees and his cast of idiots. This was a bit of a turning point, actually, for disco, the disco movement, which has been steadily encroaching. But it's at this point, it seems like you can put a disco beat on anything. And in this case, it's a kazoo going... It's a bit like a forerunner of the Birdie song, I suppose.
Right.
Yeah, I think the chorus is like, Disco Duck, with a disco beat. It's shit.
Is it kind of the same as, do you remember Doobie Duck's Disco?
No.
Do you remember?
No. Were you in a wood with people in hoods at the same time?
No, I wasn't. It was like a children's TV programme and it had puppet ducks and it was Doobie Duck's Disco and they were all there just singing
Disco.
songs. Yeah, but puppets. Maybe I took a really hideous trip or something. I don't know. Okay, number 9. Don't Take Away the Music by the Tavares.
That's a good song. Number 8, How's That by Sherbet. You'll know that song.
Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah.
Is it a bit Ian Drury-like?
It is a bit, I think. Yeah.
Oh, number 7, Summer of My Life.
Simon May. Of course, we'll write the theme tune to EastEnders and Howard's Way. Yeah.
Okay.
We don't need to talk about Howard's Way anymore,
No,
much as
we
we'd
don't.
like to. And number 6, obviously a classic here, Dancing Queen by a little-known group called ABBA.
Has been number 1.
Classic.
Evergreen. Number 5, Hurt, The Manhattans.
Not a clue. Number 4, If You Leave Me Now, Chicago. That's a nice song. My parents used to listen to the charts on a Sunday, and I've got a real strong memory of that being on the radio for some reason. Yeah.
Number 3, Sailing, Rod Stewart.
Yes, this will have been the theme tune to a BBC documentary series about the Navy, I think, or about a cruise ship.
Right.
About a boat. Something on the water.
Something to do with sailing, I would imagine.
Yes. And number 2, Demis Roussos, When Forever Has Gone.
He was a strange phenomenon, wasn't he?
He was. Name-checked in Abigail's Party,
Yeah.
which has given him a certain degree of longevity, I suppose. But yeah, an odd one. I think he was exotic because he was Greek in a kaftan. And at this point in time, Greek is, as far as Britain is concerned, the other side of the world, isn't it? Should we see what's number 1?
Let's do it. Number 1, Mississippi by Pussycat.
Yeah. You probably don't know it, but I know it because BBC 4 started repeating Top of the Pops with 1976 about... God, 15 years ago. They're still repeating them. And Mississippi was one of those songs that you knew when you heard it, but it was just a dirge. And it's number 1 for weeks. I think it's a bit religious as well, if I'm not mistaken. But it's a dirge.
Oh, dear.
Forgotten.
Okay.
No
that was
Dancing
a bit
Queen.
disappointing at the end there, wasn't it? A
Well,
bit damp,
yeah, not unexpected. Obviously some big uns there, but...
We can forgive all for Dancing Queen.
We can forgive all for Dancing Queen. Yeah, I'm not going to forgive Paul Nicholas for that reggae. Sorry.
I worked with him once.
Right, should we address the matter in hand then and have a look at Charlie's Angels?
Okay.
Now, the episode we've chose to watch is a famous one, a well-renowned episode called Angels in Chains.
Ooh.
Before we discuss that, would you like to tell us a bit about Charlie's Angels, Dave?
I will. So, Charlie's Angels is an American crime drama television series created by Ivan Goff and Ben Roberts for ABC Television. It originally aired from September 1976 to June 1981, airing for 5 seasons and consisting of 115 episodes. It was produced by Aaron Spelling Goldberg Productions, and the show follows the crime-fighting adventures of 3 women working at a private detective agency in LA, California, and originally starred Kate Jackson, Farrah Fawcett, and Jacqueline Smith in the leading roles, and John Forsythe providing the voice of their boss, the unseen Charlie Townsend, who directed the crime-fighting operations of the Angels over a speakerphone. That's the bare bones of it. Why don't you tell us what happened in this episode?
In this episode, the angels go undercover as inmates in a corrupt women's prison in Arkansas to investigate the mysterious disappearance of a young woman. Once inside, they uncover a brutal system of abuse, illegal labour and murder run by a crooked warden and a complicit sheriff. A little bit of sex trafficking as well, I think. Facing harsh conditions and real danger, the angels must rely on their skills and each other to expose the truth and bring justice to those responsible. Yup.
So they're initially visited, aren't they, by a sister of one of the residents of the prison, the inmate, Elizabeth Hunter, who we see at the beginning trying to escape.
And is shot. In the beginning.
Well, it's alluded to. We don't see her actually being shot, which is a story point to be discussed later on. Elizabeth's sister goes to see the angels and Bosley, who is their coordinator man, isn't he? Yeah. And they say, OK, let's go undercover. They're assigned undercover to this prison. So they construct an arrest for speeding and hitchhiking and all this kind of really sleazy man.
The sheriff
chases them and arrests them. The three women are taken to jail.
Yes.
Hence why they investigate what happened to Elizabeth and encounter several different inmates and wardens along the way.
Yes, they do indeed. Where do we start?
Let's start with the look of the show.
Yes. Okay.
In particular, the three women.
Yeah. The three women are three beautiful women.
So these are the original lineup, aren't they? Farrah Fawcett playing Jill, Kate Jackson playing Sabrina, and Jacqueline Smith playing Kelly.
Can I just preface this with everything that I'm low-key in love with Kelly? Jacqueline Smith, every time she was on screen, oh my God, I don't know what, she gets me all a quiver. I get myself all flustered when I look at Jacqueline Smith. She's beautiful. Anyway, they are three very good-looking women. The show sets out its stall in the way that it discusses and thinks about these women in the title sequence, which is iconic. The music is iconic. But Charlie's words are, once upon a time, there were three little girls at the police academy. And this is clearly where they're pitched at. So although we have the idea on paper that this is a feminist show, that these are independent, financially independent, kick-ass women, the show will still feel the need to have them undressed at least once an episode, usually in a bikini at least once an episode, and often looking great.
Yes.
No matter what rough shit's been thrown at them, they look fantastic. We could argue that this is giving an unrealistic expectation on women and how they should look. Absolutely. But it's a Hollywood show. Yeah. It's a fantasy show.
It's a spelling show, isn't it?
It's a spelling show. We'll talk about Aaron spelling a bit.
Yeah. But I mean, that the very fact that in the opening credits they're described as three little girls.
Yes. Yeah.
Which they're very clearly women.
Yes. Yeah. Did I mention how much I'm in love with Kelly?
You did.
Okay, fine.
You did.
She's got a fantastic jumpsuit on in her first story. This is not going to be a fashion comment, but she looks fucking amazing. I love the fact that the first night when they're in the prison, they wake up with the hair and makeup is just still like...
They've had a blow dry.
They've had a blow dry.
They get put to work in the potato field, digging, don't
they?
Yes. And still have immaculate hair.
Yeah.
The very first time we see the ladies, it's in the kind of the headquarters, Charlie's Angels headquarters, isn't it? And just the way they're shot, they're beautifully lit, quite softy focus palette-y, immaculate makeup, immaculate hair. The costume, makeup and hair people really earn their pennies on the show because they are immaculately dressed. I can just imagine in between takes this team of makeup. Yeah, the hairspray alone, the budget for the hairspray alone must have just been...
like a mortgage.
We have to talk about Farrah Fawcett's hair because it has become iconic. Hasn't it? The Farrah flick.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They were. And Farrah Fawcett, I think she said in an interview, because she quits after a year, and she says at the beginning, she wondered if it was scripts that they were trying to promote, and that's what people were tuning in for. About halfway through the season, when she's in another bikini, she was like, it's the tits and arse, basically. And this becomes known as like jiggle TV, doesn't it? It's like basically three undressed women at certain points there to titillate, to lure in the male audience. I was really reminded of Leela in Doctor Who is the Doctor Who companion at this time. Another reaction to feminism. So you get a strong, independent woman, look after herself, does her own thinking, but you have to put her in a leather bikini in order just to mitigate this.
Yeah.
And this happens with the girls here, doesn't it?
It does. They are objectified, aren't they? There's no escaping it.
Totally.
And that's exemplified in the prison shower scene.
Yes.
Obviously, because the three beautiful ladies go to prison.
Yeah.
They have to obviously strip down, be deloused at one point.
Yeah.
So that they're very clearly objectified, and there was a lot of skin on show.
A lot of skin. So first of all, when they get in, the dodgy sheriff is there, and we meet Maxine, who is the butch female warden who's clearly signposted as lesbian.
Yeah.
And is clearly of that stereotypical mannish lesbian trait, which was so common in the way that the only gay people you saw on TV were camp effeminate men. Yeah. Often the only gay women you saw on TV were the butch, mannish lesbian.
Very reminiscent of the freak in Prisoner Cell Block 8, Joan Ferguson.
I thought we were on a crossover episode.
Yes.
I kept thinking this has gone so Prisoner Cell Block 8.
It really did. Obviously the freak was Joan Ferguson was a little bit later on, but that obviously just plays into this kind of stereotypical trope of a prison order being gender ambiguous, masculine, and pretty sadistic as well.
Pretty sadistic,
towards the women. Now, obviously, the women are just playing along at this point because they're undercover, so they're just going along with whatever is thrown at them at this point.
Yeah. She says at one point, Max says, "I'll try not to bruise her tender skin too hard," you know? Just like, so the girls, when they get into the prison, they have to go behind this screen, which is just positioned nice enough to show their naked shoulders and their naked legs. And they take their clothes off there. Then they have to go and have a shower, don't they? And of which Max is watching them, looking over the things. Then they have to get these little skimpy towels on. Then they have to open their towels to get deloused. And then they get put into their denims. So we've got basically a 10-minute sequence of them in various stages of undress before they get put in their denims.
And what really tickled me was they were handed their denims and their prison outfit, and they said, "How do you know it's going to fit?" And Maxine says, "Oh, I can tell just by looking at you what size you are." And I have to give it props to Maxine because she was dead on when they got changed into their prison outfits. They were literally the most perfect fitting prison outfits.
They looked so good in them.
They looked so great. And obviously hair still immaculate even after a shower.
I noticed their makeup had been taken down, but they were made up to look natural. Yeah, they looked great. And then obviously they don't last long in the prison denims because it transpires. Events take a bit of a dark turn in this episode when it transpires that the governor, who you think is actually another prisoner cell block 8, nice posh governor, nice frock. She's well spoken. You think she's a nice one, but no, it appears she's running some dodgy like sex ring, and she gets the prettiest prisoners to go to the house, and there they host and entertain businessmen. It's basically a bordello, isn't it? So, of course, it gives the excuse to girls to dress up in beautiful frocks. And there they meet Kim Basinger in one of her early TV roles. It's all a little bit... It's a deeply problematic element of the script that basically the crux of it is a sex trafficking. These women are being held against their will. They're being forced into sex against them, but it's just brushed over. I mean, fair enough. It's a family show made in 1976, but it just doesn't even, it touches on it, but it never goes into detail about it. And it never even acknowledges it as a bad thing necessarily, does it? It's just like, oh, this is what's happening here to these poor women.
And the men are portrayed quite sympathetically. They're not portrayed as being lechy, leery.
Even though that's what's going on.
They're all just portrayed as being just like regular men who happen to visit this illegal sex worker prison.
It's a bit grim, actually, that storyline.
And then the women escape.
Yes, they do.
Don't they? Because they kind of basically get busted. They've been asking too many questions about Elizabeth, the lady who originally went missing. And they're taken off to be essentially murdered by the sheriff and this creepy prison officer called Carl, who I thought was perfectly cast because his face was, obviously being cast for his features as well. He's leery, he's perverted, he's a murderer. So they're led off by the sheriff and Carl.
And again, another kind of clanging moment earlier on. Carl, one one of the women referred to him, basically alludes to the fact that he raped her.
Yes.
But again, it's just doesn't, it
Resonate.
just dropped in. Now,
Yeah.
is that because rape wasn't considered sufficiently hideous? Was it part of this weird milieu? This is what we're doing this episode. But
Or is it that rape was just considered as one of those things you encounter as a female?
Probably.
in 1976?
Yeah. So it's just mentioned once and then that's it.
Yeah.
So it takes a dark turn on the surface, doesn't it? But yeah, so as you say, they're then in chains, hence the episode's title.
All three women lined up in the back of the car.
Yeah.
The two men driving them off to meet their fate.
Yes.
And then we get this set piece, really, of the women strangling the men with the chains. Like the car crashes.
Yeah.
They escape, still
Yeah.
chained up.
Yeah.
Again, quite reminiscent of chain gang.
And also,
mentality.
there's a whole fetishistic element of women being chained up in sadomasochism. And I'm thinking one of the reasons I suspect this episode is so lauded is because you've got the image of the three women chained up in the way there's an episode of The Avengers, which you talked about, where Diana Rigg is the queen of sin, got chains and a whip and stuff. So there's a tittillating aspect to them being chained up. And then they have to work together in order to beat the sheriff. And
Yes, exactly. So they run off, all chained together. Hilarity ensues as they can't decide which way they're going to go. And they find some bolt cutters.
Yes, they do. Amazingly so.
Cleverly placed
Yeah.
bolt cutters.
Yeah.
And then put the dogs off the scent by pouring petrol on the floor and running into it. Very clever.
Very clever.
Very clever.
But then Kate Jackson's always the clever one, isn't she, Sabrina?
Right.
She was always the smart one. Yeah.
I see. And then they get into a potato truck and there's a
Very slow
very
chase
slow,
sequence.
very strangely filmed,
Yes,
but
it's
quite long and
pedestrian,
laborious,
yeah,
pedestrian.
yeah.
Obviously filmed on a back lot somewhere. And they manage to thwart the chasing police car.
By throwing potatoes on the road.
Yes. And then cue a really bizarrely shot explosion. The sheriff and Carl meet their fate, don't they? The car just goes off a ramp, just falls flat as a fart, and then cue massive explosion.
Rolls down the gentle slope.
Yeah.
And then Carl blows up. Which was such a convention of the time, wasn't it? I loved it.
Of course, it's great. I mean, it's quite quaint.
Yeah, you don't see enough
Way of doing
cars
things.
exploding these days.
Yeah.
And I remember as a kid, and actually no, as a kid, about 30 or 40, we were driving and a car crashed on the motorway in front of us, and my dad went and was helping them out and stuff, and there was a little boy in the back. He went, "The car's not going to blow up, is it?" And I thought, you've been watching too many shows, but it was at the time. A gentle slope, push a car down, it's going to blow up.
Yeah.
You know, there's a load of conventions in this that I loved, that I just adored. The incidental music is a lot of porno guitars.
The soundtrack is very kind of funky, soul-y, isn't it? I thought that was one of the best things about it, actually, the soundtrack.
Yeah. And at the end of a scene or when something important happens, the screen does that kind of split screen, or it's almost like a screen white, but just that in between
with
scenes.
the Angels logo.
Yes, the little musical sting. Loved all that. Loved it all that. And I think I've decided that from now on, if something dramatic happens, I'm going to stop and do a freeze frame just in my life like that, because it was just great. It's fucking great. I loved it.
The design of this film, the design of this TV show was great.
Yeah.
The bordello, it was very kind of velvet patterned wallpaper, very red carpets. It was very 70s, but obviously designed and built by set designers. This is like the place you come to have sex and things.
Absolutely.
So but the design of the prison as well, it was very basic. What I thought about this show altogether was like, it felt quite low budget. Even though it probably wasn't.
Yes, it was quite Spartan, wasn't it? Maybe that was just because of the setting, maybe. But I don't know exactly what you mean. Yeah,
it was quite sparsely shot as well. All the money, I think, went on the glamour element of it, I think, at the detriment of the set design and the shooting style. I thought it was very sparsely shot. It's probably shot, if there's 115 episodes altogether, he has to be shot quite quickly, quite
They probably did
sparingly.
26 a year, didn't they? That was the standard model in those days. Get on it, probably 3 on the go at once.
Yes.
No pissing about. You had to just, it was relentless. I don't think I've got much else to say, really.
Can we talk about the story?
Yes.
About the script? Because there's 2 things I want to talk about: the story, and I want to talk about the characterization as well. The story, it didn't really make any sense. Okay, so we've got this setup of this sister coming to the Angels and saying, okay, Elizabeth, my sister, as being in this prison and no one knows where she is. So you would imagine that the resolution of this story is they find the sister. So that would be a coherent narrative arc. But what it turns into is this kind of exposure of this sex worker ring. And there's no real resolution for the missing sister other than, oh, she's been shot,
dead.
she's dead.
Yeah, they find out.
And that's it. We don't even see the sister at the end to tell her this news.
No.
And it becomes a story about, oh, everyone at the prison's been arrested for running this sex trafficking ring.
Yes.
So the story-wise, it didn't really flow that well, and it just felt to me as though the whole premise of this episode was to showcase the three women, Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, and also to showcase a chase sequence or an action sequence, which seems to be, and I know a lot of American shows were criticised at the time for being just vacuous, pretty glamour, something exciting happens in the last act, and then as you rightly say, it's not until the very final scene when the angels are back talking to Charlie on the intercom that you get this massive info dump from Charlie.
This exposition in literally just one speech.
Yes.
You know,
oh, this. Well done, girls. Yes.
Brilliant. Yeah, so that was that. And also, I just wanted to talk very quickly about the three characters, Sabrina, Jill and Kelly, the three angels. It just felt to me like there was no distinction between the three of them. There was no, I don't know how it runs for the whole series. You did say that Sabrina is the kind of supposed to be the clever one. Yeah. But there wasn't much distinction between the three of them. There wasn't. It felt as though you could have done this with one woman. But obviously, this is a show about women and showing women off, objectifying them, and the titillation of seeing these beautiful, glamorous women. But are we saying that all women are the same character? Or do they not have their own individual personality traits?
They are interchangeable, aren't they?
They are interchangeable. Yeah, and I suppose that goes to show once Farrah Fawcett left and then they brought another one in.
Yeah, who was her cousin, I think, her character is a cousin or a sister within the story. Jill's cousin/sister, Chris, comes in, and just steps in and you'll
probably be able to introduce backstories, which if you watch the whole series as one big arc, then you may have got more character development. But in this particular episode, there was no discernible character differentiation between the three women.
But actually, it's not until the 80s, late 80s, 90s that shows like this will start to address things about character. Because viewers at this point, it's just plot of the week.
Yeah.
The character's kind of incidental. At the end of each episode, we have a reset, basically, and we're back to, and that was the convention of kind of action drama at this time. Even the Avengers is pretty much the same. Nobody's really interested in the backstory of Emma Peel and John Steele. They just want the adventure for that week. And whatever happens by the end of that story, the week after, oh, here we are again, just reset. I can't blame Charlie's Angels for that because it was very much of the time. But these women are, as I said, Sabrina is the clever one. I think the only thing I know about Jill is she's a tennis player. And I believe Jacqueline Smith, Kelly. Did I mention I love Jacqueline Smith?
Yeah, she was beautiful. All the women are beautiful.
I've got a special affection for Kelly. Yeah. And I think she's an heiress or something. I'm not sure. But that shows you the clever one, the tennis player, possibly an heiress. That's all they were interested in. So,
what did you want to talk about Aaron Spelling?
Oh, just because what a legend he was of TV at the time. He was huge. He's done things like The Love Boat. Obviously, Charlie's Angels, they go on to do Dynasty, a ton of stuff. And I remember when I was in LA, that time I told you about, when I'm staying at Betty Davis's house for one night, we did the Star home tour and we went to Aaron Spelling's house. Fucking hell, it was the size of Blenheim Palace.
Wow.
And there's a wall around it, obviously. And we were driving for 20 minutes, no joke. And this wall was just driving on this wall. That's how big Aaron Spelling's house was.
Yeah, obviously went on to do 90210 Melrose Place and a very short-lived programme called Pacific Palisades. That actually, I've been listening to Joan Collins' diary from the time when she was casting that. It's only went for a season, I think. But he had so much power in the TV industry, didn't he?
Absolutely. Did you ever see they rebooted this in 2011? I think they made 11 episodes and it was just terrible. It was terrible.
Really?
And obviously there was the films from the 2000s.
Which were great.
And the first one was good. The second one I was a bit like, what was happening in this film?
With Demi Moore.
Yeah. Of course, Demi Moore, friend of the pod, was in it. Yeah.
Listen to our episode on the substance
Yes.
if you are so willing to.
Also for a shocking insight into the secret worlds of the Minogue sisters. It is not a feminist piece of television at all, is it? But I think it must have been quite refreshing to see actually three women who are independent, who are financially independent. They're not looking for blokes. And they clearly work together very well, which I actually thought was a really positive message.
Yeah.
Problematic because they have to be dressed beautifully and made up. But this is a Hollywood production, so what do we expect?
Exactly. It's very 1976, isn't it? What other standards are you expecting at this point in time? If they made the same thing today like this, then I think there'd be questions asked.
Oh, my God, yeah, absolutely. Or it would be done ironically. They'd be able to turn it on the men somehow.
Yeah. But you can't fight against history and time.
You can't. And obviously the whole rape and sexual exploitation thing is a little bit problematic.
And the fact that there wasn't one person of colour in the entire
Yes, but again, that's...
programme.
Yeah. I think it's more problematic, back to the rape, sexual exploitation thing, from our point of view, is that this is just an accepted thing. Yeah. No one questions it. Oh, this is what we're doing. It's okay, fine. So, with all that being said, what would you give this? How would you rate this episode?
I think for the glamour, primarily, the women just looked fantastic.
Yeah.
So for that alone, story-wise, not great.
Yeah.
Comedy, when it wasn't supposed to be funny, a high mark.
Right.
But again, for the sexual exploitation and the trivialising of rape, I probably would give this about 6.5 teething combs out of 10. How about you?
Just because I loved it. And I can see it's shit. And I can see that the storyline's terrible. I just love Jacqueline Smith. I would give it 8, possibly 9 wedge platform sandals out of 10. Yeah.
As is your want.
I'm going to watch the whole rest of the whole series.
Are you?
I loved it so much. I'm going to go back because they're all on YouTube. I'm going to watch them all. I really loved it.
Okay, I might not join you. Might go back to my Sopranos.
Yeah, you can't really compare.
Which is equally problematic in its treatment of women as well, I would argue.
Right.
But that's from 25 years ago now, so obviously it might be.
Gosh.
But yeah, that was Charlie's Angels.
That was Charlie's Angels.
So let's put a lid on Charlie's Angels for now.
Yes.
And you can peruse that in your own time.
Thank you.
And what are we going to be talking about next week?
Because it's high summer, we thought we'd get in the mood with a little special something. We are going to look at a one-off TV spectacular from the year 1987. Broadcast in June, it was an hour of fun, frolics, and the royal family, because we are taking the telly TARDIS to watch It's a Royal Knockout. Yes, I think we're going to need a big Aperol spritz for this one.
Just to tease our viewers and listeners, what is It's a Knockout and why?
It's a Knockout was a game show that was big on the television in the 70s and 80s. It was a European format and involved lots of teams in big physical activities. Think a bit like Wipeout, but with stupid costumes on.
Quite cartoonish, wasn't
Quite
it?
Quite cartoonish.
Yeah.
And It's a Royal Knockout was Prince Edward's brainchild. And
when Prince Edward dipped his toe into the TV world.
He just left the Marines and was trying to get a career in the theatre. Let's not cast any aspersions, but he likes a musical. And he thought it'd be a great idea and might make the royal family a bit more approachable to have them involved. So it has got an all-star cast. Not only has we got Prince Andrew, Sarah Ferguson, Princess Anne and Prince Edward, we've got people like Clark Kent, Christopher Reeve, Margot Kidder, Jeff Capes, John Travolta. It's just surreal.
It sounds surreal. I've had a look at the cast list and it does sound bonkers. The whole concept sounds bonkers. Yes. And from what I've heard, wasn't terribly well received at the time.
No, it wasn't at all.
We'll discuss that in greater detail next week.
Yes, we shall. Look forward to that. But really, obviously, it's on YouTube. I recommend
post a link.
A stiff drink before you go into it.
We're going to watch it tonight, aren't we?
We are going to watch it tonight.
How long is it?
50 minutes, an hour, I think.
Oh, okay, that's all right. That's digestible.
Yeah, it's doable. You've got to drink through it, though.
Yeah, we'll have to have a drink through it.
Good, so we look forward to that. I'm off to just get myself deloused in the showers. What are you up to?
I'm off to delouse you in the shower.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
Wasn't expecting that.
No, that's a little bit odd. No, I can't say that. This is the point in the podcast where I just get a sweaty top lip and start shaking because I can't think of anything to say.
I think delouse me in the shower. I'm up for that.
That's okay, yeah. I probably need a bigger nozzle.
You have to get those gloves on.
I know, yeah. My microfiber dusting gloves.
If the next time you see me I'm covered in a red scabby face, it's because David's deloused me a bit too vigorously with the microfiber dusting gloves, so there we go.
That will be happening.
Look forward to that.
Okay.
Cheers, everybody.
In the meantime...
Do you like, subscribe, follow us on our socials, do all that stuff?
Oh yeah, I'm a bit previous now.
Oh,
I'm thinking of that nozzle. Okay, but yeah, before we do, please like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. We're on YouTube as well, obviously. And we're on Instagram and TikTok if you want to follow us there at Podcast Gaze.
Send us an email.
Yes.
theproblematicgaze@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from
right.
you.
Oh my
Please
God,
do.
there's so much to do in it because we are a independent podcast, so we do everything ourselves.
Yes.
So if we look a bit dazed and confused sometimes, it's because we've been struggling to set up lights, camera, sound, Instagram, TikTok. Oh my God, watch things.
Oh, God.
But we aren't complaining because we love it, don't we?
We love it. We love it. And we love our listeners.
So do the Radio Times and the Independent.
Yes.
Yeah, and Podcast Rex. We're just not blowing our own trumpet or anything.
We have to, because no one else will.
Exactly. Cheers to that.
So until next time, Dave, go and get that shower switched on. Love, I'm ready.
I will.
Au reservoir.
Au revoir.